Breaking news for Notre Dame football. The Fighting Irish have a new quarterback on the roster. Former Wisconsin quarterback Jack Coan announced on Twitter today that he will transfer to Notre Dame. Coan started in 18 games from 2017 to 2019 for the Badgers, where he finished with a 12-6 overall record. The future Fighting Irish quarterback threw for 3,278 yards with 23 touchdowns and 8 interceptions in his 3 seasons in Madison. Coan did not play at all in 2020 after suffering a foot injury in camp leading up to this season. He had surgery on his foot in October. Coan entered the transfer portal back on December 20th. Now here's a fun fact for you. Before Coan committed to Wisconsin, he was a Notre Dame lacrosse commit. With Ian Book's departure, that means the quarterbacks on scholarship next season will be Coan, sophomore Drew Pine, junior Brendan Clark, and true freshmen Tyler Buckner and Ron Paulus. Should Coan earn the starting job, he will play against Wisconsin at Soldier Field on September 25th. Meanwhile, today linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah announced he will enter his name in the 2021 NFL Draft. JOK announced the news on his Twitter account, saying he won't cry because it's over. He'll smile because it happened. Right now, ESPN projects Owusu-Koramoah to be selected in the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft. Meanwhile, wide receiver farewell message on Instagram thanking Notre Dame. The Fort Wayne native recorded 6 total touchdowns in 2020 for the Fighting Irish. Also, defensive end and team captain Ade Ogundeji created a Twitter account just for today to say, "Thank you, Notre Dame." He says playing at Notre Dame has been an experience he will never forget. Next up for Ogundeji is the Senior Bowl. Meanwhile, another member of the defense is coming back for one last ride. Irish defensive tackle Kurt Hinish will take advantage of the extra year of eligibility given by the NCAA due to the pandemic. Hinish made his announcement in a pretty hilarious way. He had his face photoshopped onto Leonardo DiCaprio's body from the famous "I'm Not Leaving" scene from The Wolf on Wall Street. Also today, Yahoo's Pete Thamel announced that Notre Dame safety Houston Griffith will enter his name into the transfer portal. He was expected to compete for the starting safety job in 2021. To the hardwood, huge news in the college basketball world. Today, the NCAA announced the entire men's basketball March Madness tournament will take place in the state of Indiana. All teams in the Big Dance will stay in controlled environments with required COVID-19 testing. NCAA President Mark Emmert says it is super important to play the tournament this year.
Last year, we had to rip March Madness away from all the teams and all the fans at the very last minute. We all know it was the right thing to do, but it was also an incredibly painful thing to do. And this year, we want to make sure we deliver on the promise of March Madness.
No word yet officially on the women's tournament, but reports indicate it will take place in San Antonio. Back to South Bend now. Irish freshman Maddie Westbeld has been named the ACC Rookie of the Week. This past week, Westbeld scored a combined 26 points and recorded 12 rebounds against Miami and Georgia Tech. To Assembly Hall as the Hoosiers welcome in Maryland. How about the Culver Academy product, Trey Galloway? He scores the first bucket of the ball game. Those were his only points of the night. But Trace Jackson Davis had himself a night. Shot clock winding down, and he beats the buzzer in the post. Jackson Davis scores a team-high 22 points in Indiana's 63-55 win. To the association as the Pacers were on the road to face the Pelicans. We go straight to overtime in NOLA. Victor Oladipo tries to split the defense, but gets stripped, and Lonzo Ball gets the easy throw down. We're all tied at 116, but Malcolm Brogdon calls game. He hits the game-winning floater. Pacers win 118-116 in overtime. To Milwaukee as the Pistons look to take down the Bucks in the second quarter. Check out Derrick Rose on the fast break with the fancy finish and one. Rose scored 24 points tonight, but Giannis Antetokounmpo is the Greek freak for a reason. He throws down the alley-oop on the inbounds pass. He scored 43 points in the Bucks' 125-115 victory. To the Diamond, big news on the north side of Chicago. Today, Marquee Network announced that John Boog Sciambi will become the new play-by-play voice for the Chicago Cubs. Sciambi has worked with ESPN since 2005 and even called games with current Cubs manager David Ross. Boog will call 130 of the 162 games next year and will still work for ESPN. Great hire by the Cubs, if I do say so myself. Terry.